I think it's no secret that people know I love the character of the Punisher. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. He has, quite frankly, two specific characters that he's inspired from. One of them is Paul Benjamin from the Death Wish books. The other is Mac Bolan from the Executioner series. The Executioner series is kind of weird. It was, I think it was originally just one novel, and then it became a monthly novel series from 1969 until like 2017, which is so crazy to think about. What I mean by a monthly novel series, they were small novels like this, almost basically a novella, these pulpy things, and you could have them mailed to your house, or you would see them in like Dollar Trees. I remember seeing them in my local Dollar Tree around the corner from the house that I grew up in, or at Kmart. I would see these at Kmart all the time. Also in said same parking lot, which is kind of funny. But this first book, it's almost like a novel, and I'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about War Against the Mafia by Don Pendleton. In this book, Mac Bolan, the best sniper the U.S. Armed Forces has, comes home to discover that his father, sister, and mother are all dead, and his brother has been injured. And the Mafia is to blame. Well, kind of. And he decides to wage war against the Mafia. He infiltrates their ranks. He ruins one of their pleasure houses. He destroys their debt collecting agency. He just wreaks havoc on the Mafia. And that's pretty much this book. What did I think of this book? It's something. I didn't hate it. I actually found a lot of it enjoyable, but comparing this to The Punisher is a disservice to The Punisher. Comparing this to Death Wish is a slap to Death Wish. And I will get to Death Wish at some point, because I actually have a lot to say about it as opposed to this. This is very simplistic in what it is. This is a pulpy revenge novel that ended up being a series of revenge novels until it became an anti-terrorism series of novels, which is just bizarre. The big strengths is like it's fun. It's fun for the most part, although it deals with subject matter that's rather uncomfortable to talk about. Forced prostitution. His sister is forced to become a prostitute to pay back his father's debts. His father murdering his family because he is shamed, which I think is stupid. I don't know why this is in this book. I don't know why anyone would think this is a natural reaction to my daughter is being coerced into becoming a prostitute to pay back my debt to the Mafia. Like, I don't get it. Also, the love story feels tacked on. Mac Bolan gets injured on one of his raids against the Mafia, and he ends up shacking up with this woman. And they kind of have a romance. And he has to break it off because his war matters to him more. Okay. Whatever. I don't know. Anything like that's set up in Executioner, I feel like Punisher did it 10 times better. And then Death Wish not only did it 10 times better, but actually had character development. Which Mac Bolan's character does not change. Like, it's not that kind of book. This is an escapism book for people that are afraid of criminals. Pure and simple. But it's enjoyable, and you're going to get something out of it. It's entertaining. What would I rank this? I'd probably rank it 3.5 out of 5. Primarily because of how it's written. This is one of those dialogue heavy pulp books where it's tell not show, and I'm never a big fan of that. It has to be, the dialogue has to be really good in order to pull that off. And this, the dialogue is very totalitarian. It serves to forward the plot. You're not going to get any sort of artsy fartsy stuff with it. But at the same time, are you looking for that while reading The Executioner? No. No, you're not. It's satisfying. There is a certain type of person out there that's going to get a lot out of this. So, anyway, 3.5 out of 5.